Welcome to Day 6 of DailyAIWizard, your journey to mastering AI. I'm Anastasia, your AI guide, here to make learning AI simple and fun for everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into unsupervised learning, another key concept in machine learning. We'll explore how it works, its types, applications, and more, with a demo to bring it all to life. Let's explore this exciting topic together and see how unsupervised learning uncovers hidden patterns. Before we start, let's recap Day 5. We learned that supervised learning uses labeled data to train models, following a process of collecting, training, testing, and predicting. It has two types: classification for categories and regression for numbers. And we saw Sophia use Weka to predict credit risk. I hope you tried the task and shared your results in the comments. Today we'll shift focus to unsupervised learning, a different approach in machine learning. Today, we'll cover everything you need to know about unsupervised learning. We'll define what it is, break down how it works with a detailed process, and explore its two main types: clustering and association. We'll also look at real-world applications, challenges, and a demo to see it in action. This lesson will help you understand how unsupervised learning finds hidden patterns in data. Let's uncover those patterns together and get started. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning that uses unlabeled data to discover patterns. Unlike supervised learning, there are no correct outputs or labels provided to guide the model. Instead, the model finds patterns or groups in the data on its own without any supervision. For example, it might group customers by their buying habits to understand their preferences. It's like exploring a new place without a map, discovering hidden structures as you go. Why is it called unsupervised learning? It's unsupervised because we don't provide any guidance or correct answers to the model. The model explores the data independently without being told what to look for. It finds hidden patterns on its own, without needing labels to guide it. This makes unsupervised learning especially useful when we don't have labeled data available. It's a powerful way to discover insights in uncharted data territories. The unsupervised learning process follows three main steps, different from supervised learning. First, we collect unlabeled data to analyze. Then, we apply an algorithm to find patterns, like grouping similar items. Finally, we interpret the results, such as identifying clusters of data points. It's a process of discovery, where the model uncovers hidden structures on its own. Let's break down each step to see how this exploration works in practice. The first step in unsupervised learning is to collect unlabeled data. This means gathering data without predefined labels or categories to guide the model. For example, we might collect customer purchase history without knowing their preferences or groups. Having more data helps the model uncover better patterns, but quality and diversity are key for meaningful results. It's like giving an explorer a large, varied map to discover new territories in the data. Step 2 is to apply an algorithm to find patterns in the data. Common algorithms include k-means clustering for grouping data or a priori for finding associations, which we'll discuss later. The model groups the data into clusters or finds relationships, like items often bought together. There's no correct answer to guide it, so the algorithm explores freely. This step is where the magic of discovery happens in unsupervised learning. Step 3 is to interpret the results of the algorithm. We analyze the patterns found, such as clusters of similar data points, to understand what they mean. For example, we might identify customer segments, like frequent buyers or bargain hunters. This often requires human insight to make sense of the patterns and their implications. The results can then guide business decisions or research, turning raw data into actionable insights. Unsupervised learning has two main types: clustering and association. Clustering focuses on grouping similar data points together, like organizing items into categories. Association is about finding relationships between items, such as products often bought together. Each type uncovers different patterns in the data, depending on the task at hand. Let's explore both types in detail to understand how they work and what they reveal. Clustering is a type of unsupervised learning that groups similar data points into clusters. It doesn't use predefined labels, so the model decides how to group the data based on similarities. For example, it might segment customers by their behavior, like grouping frequent shoppers together. Clustering finds natural groupings in the data without any prior guidance. It's like sorting a pile of objects into similar categories without knowing what they are. Clustering has many real-world examples. Market segmentation uses it to group customers into segments, like luxury buyers or budget shoppers. Image segmentation groups pixels in an image, like separating foreground from background. Document clustering organizes news articles into topics, such as sports or politics. Clustering helps uncover hidden structures in data that we might not have noticed. It's a great way to make sense of complex, unlabeled datasets. Association is the other type of unsupervised learning, focusing on finding relationships between items. For example, it might identify items often bought together, like bread and butter in a grocery store. There are no labels involved, just patterns of co-occurrence that the model discovers. Association is useful for discovering rules, such as if this, then that, in the data. It's like finding connections between things without being told what to look for. Association has practical examples in many areas. Market basket analysis finds shopping patterns like customers buying diapers and baby wipes together. Recommendation systems, like Amazon's frequently bought together suggestions, use association to recommend products. Web usage mining identifies patterns in page visits, such as which pages users visit together. Association reveals actionable insights that businesses can use to improve their strategies. It's a powerful tool for understanding relationships in data. Unsupervised learning relies on algorithms, which are the rules the model uses to find patterns in data. These algorithms are used in both clustering and association tasks, depending on the goal. Examples include k-means for clustering and a priori for association, which we'll explore next. The choice of algorithm depends on the task and the type of data we're working with. Let's look at a few popular algorithms to see how they uncover hidden patterns. One popular algorithm is k-means clustering, used for clustering tasks in unsupervised learning. It groups data into a predefined number of clusters, called k, which you choose, like setting k to 3 for 3 groups. For example, it might segment customers into 3 groups based on their behavior. K-means uses an iterative process to optimize the groups, adjusting until the clusters are as tight as possible. It's a simple yet effective way to find natural groupings in data. Another clustering algorithm is DBSCAN, which stands for Density-Based Spatial Clustering of Applications with Noise. Unlike k-means, it groups data based on density, so you don't need to choose a number of clusters up front. For example, it might identify dense regions of customer data, like areas with similar buying habits. DeepScan handles noise and outliers well, making it great for messy datasets. It's like finding crowded spots in a city without knowing how many neighborhoods there are. For association tasks, the a priori algorithm is a popular choice in unsupervised learning. It finds frequent item sets, like items often bought together in a dataset. For example, it might discover that bread and butter are frequently purchased together in shopping data. A priori then generates association rules, such as if bread, then butter, to describe these relationships. It's a classic algorithm for uncovering patterns in transactional data like shopping or browsing habits. Unsupervised learning powers many real-world applications across industries. Customer segmentation in marketing groups, people for targeted campaigns, like identifying luxury buyers. Anomaly detection, such as fraud detection in banking, spots unusual patterns like suspicious transactions. Recommendation systems like Netflix suggesting shows use unsupervised learning to find similar content. It uncovers valuable insights in fields from business to entertainment. It's amazing to see how it helps us understand data in new ways. To see unsupervised learning in action, let's bring in Sophia for a demo. She'll use Orange, a free tool, to show how k-means clustering can group customers based on their behavior. This will help us understand how unsupervised learning uncovers patterns without labels. It's a great way to see the concepts we've learned come to life. Over to you, Sophia, to show us how it works.
Hi, I'm Sophia, your demo guide for DailyAIWizard. I'm using Orange, a free tool, with a customer dataset to show clustering in unsupervised learning. The dataset has features like purchase frequency and amount spent, with no labels. I applied k-means clustering with KR3 and see how it groups customers into 3 clusters. That's unsupervised learning, finding patterns. Back to you, Anastasia.
Thanks, Sophia. That was a fantastic demo. Let's break down how it worked. Orange used k-means clustering with a customer dataset following the unsupervised learning process. The steps were: load the data, like purchase frequency and amount spent, apply k-means with K3 to form 3 clusters, and visualize the resulting groups. This is unsupervised learning in action, discovering patterns without any labels. It's a clear example of how ML can reveal hidden insights. Unsupervised learning has its challenges. Since there are no labels, it's hard to evaluate if the results are correct or meaningful. The patterns found, like clusters, can sometimes be difficult to interpret without context. Choosing the right algorithm and parameters, like the number of clusters in k-means, is also tricky. Often, human expertise is needed to make sense of the outputs. These challenges highlight the importance of careful analysis in unsupervised learning. Let's recap what we've learned today. Unsupervised learning uses unlabeled data to find patterns, following a process of collecting data, applying an algorithm, and interpreting the results. It has two types: clustering for grouping data and association for finding relationships, with applications like customer segmentation and anomaly detection. We also saw Sophia use Orange to cluster customers with k-means. Your task: try Orange with k-means on a dataset and share your clusters in the comments. Visit wisdomacademy.ai for more resources to keep learning on your AI journey. That's it for Day 6, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this AI journey. I'm Anastasia, and I hope you enjoyed learning about unsupervised learning. If you found this lesson helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for daily lessons. Tomorrow, we'll explore reinforcement learning explained, the next step in our ML journey. Let's hear from Sophia before we go.
Unsupervised learning was a blast with Orange. Stay tuned for more magic. Day 7 will rock, so don't miss out, wizards.